Hi everyone. So I wanted to talk about chords on a keyboard, and basically in the C major key, one of the weird things, weird, I don't know, with the keyboard is that if it's a C major key, you only ever use the white keys. I mean, there's the odd occasion when you go onto a different key, but essentially C major key, no black keys, okay, and it's all white keys, so it's done. Now, in terms of chords, then there's a reasonably simple rule to follow. So, if we're to do a C major chord, we would simply press every second white key. So here, 1, 2, here, and here. So C, E, G. So that would be a C major chord. So we're just pressing every second white key. Don't worry about the black keys, just ignore those. Okay. So if you ignore those and we press every second white key, you've got your chord. Then the next one's C, so that was C, and then this one's D, and the next one, if we press every second one, and you'll notice that that sounds a lot darker than this one. And that's because that's a D minor. So in the C major key, the D chord is actually a D minor. And that's why when we play guitar, for instance, we learn the D minor chord to go with the C major key. E, here's the E, and E, next one up, every second one. And again, fairly dark chord, it's an E minor. So we've got C major, D minor, E minor, you don't have to remember these. And then we've got F. So here, every second white key, F, and F is actually a major key. Similarly, G, here's the next one. Note I'm just ignoring the black keys altogether, just pressing every second white key. G, G major, bright key, and we've got A. Here, A, every second key. It's another minor key, so we get A minor. And B, don't touch that one. The reason is there's no actual B key inside the C major scale. So if you press it, it'll sound really weird. I guess it's alright, but I don't know what the actual chord is. We wouldn't usually use that, so just ignore that B. So we use C, D, E, F, G, A, and that's about it. Now, you'll notice I was holding the actual, what we call the root note, as the lowest note here. So I was holding C with C as lowest. Now, I can use the same notes but reverse the order, or what we call inversion. So for instance, I could invert it with the E root, so E is the lowest. Now, unfortunately now the C moves up here, so there's going to be a gap of 2 white keys here. Slightly different sound. Okay. And we use different inversions for different moods, or where we want the highest note to mean something. Similarly, we could do a G based inversion. So we can do G, C, got to jump 2 there, and then the next one. So there's 3 ways of playing any of these chords. Here, whoops, here. Of course I can play it 1 octave down. So just note the inversions on each of these. So for instance, the D minor, E minor, so just think about these, and that they can really be anywhere on the keyboard as long as those notes are there. What else? When you've got your auto accompaniment running on these keyboards, now in my case, and in very commonly, your keyboard or your auto accompaniment ends here, so it'd be here. So you'll notice I get the sound changes there because that's where the auto accompaniment enters. So when you're playing your auto accompaniment, make sure you don't go off the end of this, because if you do, it's not going to play properly. So you could do C major like this, okay? You could do an inverted C major, and you'll notice it sounds exactly the same. I haven't programmed this. Some of the keyboards you can, but here I haven't bothered to change anything, so that the sound that comes out of that is exactly the same as the sound that comes out of that. So when we play our accompaniment, whether I hit that, no change. So there's no difference whether I do that or that actually. You'll notice no change, no difference. And in fact, in many of your keyboards, you would have a one-touch function where you can actually get that with that. It's exactly the same thing. You can't do that with the minor chords, by the way. So you can't do that, because that would be a D major. So with D minor, you have to do that, or at minimum two notes, because it needs to know that instead of a D major, it's a D minor. So generally, you would need to press the bass note and the next one up. Hear the difference? That's D major, D minor. Okay. So just remember, with minor chords, you need two fingers at least. If you've got the single finger function on, A minor, F is okay, G is okay, they're majors. So yeah, which ones do I play? I play the ones with the least movement. So let's just say I was playing the actual chords properly, and if I was playing a C, for instance, and I need to move to an F, so instead of doing this, if I needed to go to an F, I could go, but that's a big move. That's a lot of finger movement. So I would probably look at going, so you'll notice I didn't let go of this, because both F and the C have C in it. So, and then if I was going to a G, I only have to move one key up on each. Okay. And what's more interesting, if I was going from a G to a C again, I wouldn't go, that's a big jump. So I would actually just go here, keep this finger on, and rotate. So it becomes C, G, F. Okay. And then if I were to move this finger down, I would get A minor. So it just minimises, I just look for inversions that minimise the movement. Typically I don't play down here. I would be playing C up here like this. So remember, that's the cutoff point. So I would go C, F, C, a lot of songs do that. And then G minor, G major, C, and then if I move this finger, A. Okay, so it's an A minor, C major. And if I move this one, then it's an E minor. Okay. E minor to A minor. G, I just swap one down each. Okay. Back to a C. F. Now F to G from here would be hard, because remember, my keyboard cuts off here. So I can't go, oops, that's going to sound bad. So I can't do a jump here. Alright, so that one, I'll sort of become stuck. I'm like, oh no, I'm stuck. And that's a big jump. Okay. So you have to think ahead. You have to know the songs, the order the chords are coming in, and try and plan around that. What's going to give me the least? If there's a lot of F-G movements, so if there's a lot of F's going into G, I would probably go here, here, and then work my way from here to a C would be here. So I only had to move that one rather than go like that. So just plan around what gets you the easiest movement. Okay, so if we had to start with C, and if I was going to G, and if I I was going to A minor, move it up one. And then if I was going to an E minor, now a big one, F, up one each. C, D minor, made a mistake there, should have been D minor. Anyway, so I hope that helps, and have a go at that.